Hey everybody, welcome to the Good Morning from the Chicken Coop podcast. My name is Kim Johnson and I am a master mindset coach, creative strategist, and also happen to be a farmer. This is my chicken coop and I come out here every day to record a podcast, to teach distinctions, possibilities, new ways of thinking, and just bring some joy into the world. So welcome to the coop and let's start your day off in a fantastic way. Hey everybody, good morning. I have a project that I've been working on for a while, and it's a genealogy project. And the whole thing started off very simply because someone in my mother's family had started off doing a family tree many years ago. And somehow throughout the years, I had shown interest in it, and I got a copy of it. And it was only, the length of it was only on one side. It was for my mother's father, my grandfather, and it was one side of his family that they had done it for. Now, obviously, without ancestry, these things can take a really long time, and having ancestry, as a part of it, ancestry.com is what I'm talking about, and this is not a promotion for them. This is just me telling you what I'm using. I decided that I was going to hang on to that piece of paper many years ago, and I really liked the idea that in that we found out that we had relatives that were on the Mayflower, and we were direct descendants of Miles Standish. So that was fascinating to me, and I was like, wow, that's so cool, but I really don't know much about it. And quite frankly, when I was a little girl and we went on a field trip to Plymouth Plantation, when I grew up in Massachusetts, I was horrified. I was probably 4 years old, and we went into a wax museum. And the wax museum was scary as hell to me. I freaked out, ran out. It was quite the spectacle. I did not like it. And I did not want to go back. I did not want to know anything about it because I was so freaked out about it. And my mother was not interested in this at all. I think it's very interesting how my mother was just like, oh, well, if we were, we were. Like, she just wasn't interested in it. So it wasn't pushed or in any direction on me. But I kept the papers, and I had no idea why. So fast forward, I start working on it over the last 2 years because I got my DNA tested to find out what my roots were. Because there's always rumors in every family about, oh, well, you have this, we have somebody like this. And I had an uncle that kept telling me we had a Native American in our family. And I was like, there's no way, I don't believe that. So finally, I got the DNA done, and there was no way, there's nothing in there that shows that, not one drop that shows that. But that's not here nor there. I started using Ancestry about 5 months ago. I got the actual membership, and I started digging in and going back. And really finding out, because you can see newspaper articles, you can see all kinds of things. And I got really into knowing, and I wanted to build it out on all sides, not just my mother's father and my mother's mother, because my mother's mother's side was completely shut down. I only knew that what tragic thing happened to her when she was little, and she didn't have anything to do with her father. I never met him. I didn't know anything about him. And it was just one of those things where they had shut it off and no one talked about it. So I decided I wanted to know more about that. Where did he come from? All of this. So it was an expansive, and then jumped over to my father and his parents and so forth and so on. And so see how far could I push it just doing it online and going through it. Now, that's not the point of all this story and the interesting things that I found. No, that's not the point. The point is that by doing this, something interesting has happened for me. Something really, really interesting has happened for me. And that thing is that I have really discovered that I can't believe what some of these people went through. When you look back and you see how many deaths of children there were, how many people that came over, just basic stuff like studying the things on the Mayflower, and as they came over, I'm befuddled by the fact that we never took that into consideration. Like no one ever talked about that in a way, or maybe it's just that I have matured in a way that says, wow, these people went through hell, and I'm complaining that I have to, work 3 days in a week or 4 days in a week. And what did these people go through? I mean, I sat last night and because I really did a lot of it yesterday, and I started imagining what it must have been like to be on the Mayflower, and like a simple thing, like, okay, what do you do when you have to go to the bathroom? How do they handle that? What was the smell like on that boat? How did they get fresh water? I mean, they traveled for I think it was 66 days, something like that. But that's an account, like, well, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but let's just assume it was 66 days on a boat the size of the Mayflower with 102 people. I mean, that is crowded. And what do you do with all the waste? What do you do? What are the smells? What are the arguments? What was the ocean like? And then they had a beam break in the boat. And, they had deaths on the boat. So, think about the enclosed amount. And they were brave enough to get on it to come here. And not just once, but boat after boat after boat. So that tells you about what their life must have been like to be willing to do this over and over and over again. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that changed my perspective. So if I'm getting even a little whiny, I'm going to remind myself of this, and I'm going to be like, hey, when you sit and you look around at your beautiful place and you might feel a certain way, put your big girl pants on and stop whining. And it's a great reminder. So I don't know if you have something like that, but hopefully you do. You can remember it, because I will tell you, this little experiment of mine has changed me. All right, my friends, I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.